it's a waste of time and money. That's what one Christchurch City councillor says about Sumner's proposed skate park. Chelsea Daniels has more.
Councillor Paul Lonsdale says the Sumner skate park proposal is not a priority for the council.
Well, look, that is part of the issue. It will not be a priority to find money that we don't have for the skate park. Whilst Levi's was funding it, great, we're all for it. We did actually invest some money into the project to get it to this point, but now that funding's being pulled, we cannot afford to carry on with a process that is unlikely to be funded.
American clothing brand Levi's withdrew its $180,000 funding for the project in August this year after consent process for the skate park was stalled.
Problem being is that Levi's have pulled their funding, and now that we have no funding, I just can't understand why we're spending more money to go through a resource consent process when there's no funding in place.
He says the cost of a skate park in the Sumner area would cost upwards of $400,000, a cost he thinks the public don't realise.
We've already spent about close to $100,000 already on this here. The resource consent process is going to be another $40,000 to $60,000. So there's other added costs over and above the design and build. And the particular skate park that was proposed to put there was sort of for the low level, sort of young kids up to the age of about 11. So it didn't have a lot of aspects to it to give it that excitement that kids look for.
Lonsdale has pulled the council's decision to go ahead with the resource consents for the skate park and will break the news to the community at tonight's community board hearing.
I'm expecting that the community board will support it. And there may be some added notice of motion to be tacked onto that to maybe change things we can do in the future.
And he says the proposal shouldn't have been signed in the first place.
I think if we look at the funding model that we had with Levi's, I think I would actually have made as part of the resolution, the original resolution, that if the funding changed or was withdrawn, then the project would be halted in its tracks at that point. So that was, I think, a mistake we made, that we should have actually added that in there.
He says there's no shortage of development in Sumner.
The council certainly doesn't have the funds. I don't actually see the council supporting funds to be spent on this project when we've got other priorities. And, look, if we look realistically, Sumner's, they've got a $10 million library and museum and community centre rebuild. We've had the Scarborough paddling pool just under $800,000, and we've invested $10 million in the coastal pathway, which will connect right through to Sumner.
Public submissions through the Have a Say website ends today, with the future of the skate park still uncertain. Chelsea Daniels, CTV News.